Moment of silence for Tyler Lockwood. Hey, so what is going on, you guys? Thank you for joining me again on Christopher's Couch. I am Christopher, and today I'm going to be reviewing The Vampire Diaries Season 8, Episode 4, An Eternity of Misery. Man, I mean, it's a ladder that just keeps going up. I mean, episode after episode. I mean, The Vampire Diaries is just not disappointing this final season, which I didn't think it ever disappointed, although last season I would probably put at my very bottom because it was the most confusing season of all of their entirety. So, but hey, man, another good episode. I mean, hey, man, let's just talk about it. So, man, we have Damon, who's riding around looking for some guy named Peter. Come to find out, Peter is Matt Donovan's dad. I mean, we've only heard about Matt Donovan's deadbeat dad. We've never seen him, but hey, it took 8 seasons. We finally get to meet the guy. He seems like a good Samaritan, like a nice guy. But man, when you come across Damon Salvatore, it doesn't matter if you're good or bad. You're about to get it. You're probably gonna end up dead. So he's looking for this guy named Peter because, as you know, they captured Sybil, but Damon is still on this mission for her, and apparently Peter has something that Sybil wants. So that's what Damon's looking for. He's going there looking for that. He finds him. He's telling him to do all these things, go find this stuff, compelled him to tell him the truth and stuff. But come to find out that the guy is wearing a watch that has vervain in it. And then you find out that it is Matt Donovan's dad. Matt Donovan, come on. I think I called it in the last review that we were gonna be seeing Matt Donovan soon, or I was hoping we would see him. I didn't think it would be literally the next episode. But hey, we got Matt Donovan back. Super cop Matt Donovan, the super cop. Hey, where has he been? I don't know. But hopefully he's doing good. He seems like he's doing good. And so he has an altercation with Damon, kind of shoots him down and kind of questions him. But they cut that short because Damon tells Matt where Tyler's body is and that Tyler's bleeding out and stuff, and that he's still alive. He gives you hope. I actually went into this episode, I already figured that Damon killed Tyler in the last episode, but then after talking with Matt Donovan this episode, he made you think that Tyler was still alive. But goddamn, at the end of the episode, when Matt Donovan found Tyler, hey, R.I.P. YOLO, even though he's had like 9 lives, maybe even more in the whole series. But it's like, man, thinking back, I mean, you became a werewolf again. You could have defended yourself, right? Or could you have changed into your werewolf form to heal yourself? I don't know. That's what I'm thinking. That probably could have happened, but it didn't. But Tyler's gone. So R.I.P. to him. Other than that, Damon actually finds what he's looking for. Some little ball. I don't know. Can't wait to see what that does. That damn dog is always barking when I start recording. But we have Alaric, who's at the Armory with Stefan, and they're questioning Sybil, trying to figure out pretty much how to get back his brother Damon. And I actually figured out what her name is. Her name is Georgie, which is Rick's intern, who, as you saw last last episode, she kind of saw everything when that was going on. She saw that there were vampires, that there was the siren and stuff like that. So she knows what's going on, but she's still following them. And she ends up going to Rick's house, breaking into Rick's house, getting caught by the nanny, whose name is Celine, know her name too, and getting caught by her, getting ratted out to Rick. Rick leaves, and Georgie ends up trapping Rick in the dungeon in the Armory. Ends up trapping him there and leaving him in there, while we have Stefan, who's still interrogating Sybil. And so this whole episode is pretty much Sybil explaining her backstory and where she came from. She basically was a child who grew up on an island back in 750 BC, and she had psychic powers. Her group, her family, her friends, the people of the island pretty much kicked her out, exiled her to another island, which on that island was another girl. So that's where Sybil met her soon-to-be sister, which was another girl who also had the same abilities, who also got exiled from her village. And so Sybil was pretty much telling the story, and at the same time she was relating it to Damon and Stefan's life. You know, Sybil was saying that one of the sisters was a good sister, that she didn't want to hurt people, and that she wanted to do everything right, you know, believe in God and stuff like that, while the other sister wanted to kill people who they would lure to that island, you know, for food and stuff. The evil sister pretty much had Sybil believing that pretty much had the little sister believing that they was eating food from wild boar, you know, the meat and everything, but really they had became carnivores. They were eating human flesh that washed up on the island, because what they would do is they used their psychic abilities to call in like ships that was out in the bay to kind of get them to come help. But the island that they was on had these huge rocks and stuff. Pretty much no ship could get to the island. So whoever tried to, when they would get lured in with their psychic call outs and stuff, would end up, you know, destroyed. Their ships would end up destroyed. Their bodies and all their stuff and equipment would get washed up on the island. And, you know, the older sister would pretty much, you know, cut the human skins and stuff and she pretty much made it seem like that it was an animal, but really it was actually a human being. And so the little sister ends up finding out, you know, that it's actually humans that she's been eating and stuff, and tries to kill herself. And she's on the brink of death until we're introduced to who I'm assuming is the boss, because Sybil says that there is a bigger boss, that she works for someone, and his name is Cade. It's a longer name, I just forgot it. It's like Acadian or something like that, but they call him Cade. And so he seems to be the big boss. We get a quick backstory about him, which is pretty much the same. He was actually the first psychic ever, and he lived in a village. He used his psychic abilities and stuff, and then he used it on one person, and they pretty much like didn't cast him out, but kind of just put him to a stake and burned him alive. They thought he was an abomination and stuff like that, so they burned him alive. And they said that with him burning, I think with his last psychic ability, he opened up a new dimension or world or something like that he lives in, which is symbolic to basically calling it hell. So Sybil was saying that he's the devil, and that she works for him, and that he pretty much gave her and her sister immortality, you know, infinite beauty. What they have to do is feed off of men, and feed off of evil and men, and it would replenish their skin. They would always look beautiful. And then the evil that they've done, which is men and women, but the evil that they've done, their souls would go down to Cade, which is the devil. So yeah, and so the whole time she's telling him his story, She's like, yeah, I have a sister. I'm in here. My sister is out there, and she'll do whatever it takes to get me back and stuff. So now it's like, oh man. So now we have 2 sirens. We don't even know who the second one is. And basically, while she's telling the story, she's comparing it to Damon. You know, she's saying, so which brother are you? Are you the brother that, you know, is doing the evil? And she was basically saying in her story that she became bad because of her sister. You find out that she's the little sister, that Sybil was the good sister, but became bad because her older sister forced it on her and made her. So Sybil was saying to Stefan, which one are you? Are you the good brother, you know, that tries to do everything right, and you that tries to do everything right and wants to be good and is always good and does right by whatever you believe in? Or are you the bad brother that, you know, you pretty much do bad things, and you forced these bad things onto your brother and made him become the person who he is? Which I agree with her. Stefan's answer was he's a little bit of both. I agree with both of them. I mean, everything happened because Stefan, you know, he turned Damon. He's the reason. He didn't turn Damon, but he's the reason Damon turned into a vampire. So everything that Damon has done is Damon's fault, but at the same time, it's also Stefan's fault. So what she's saying is actually true. It really is true. But you find out, I mean, in this episode, you kind of are believed that Georgie is the sister, but really she's being mind controlled by who? The nanny. Yes, the babysitter. Rick and Caroline's babysitter is the other siren, right? I was shocked. I'm not gonna lie, when I was watching the episode, and then up to some point I thought, you know what, that nanny is too important. I think she might be it. But then when Georgie started, you know, luring Rick into the cave and stuff, I was like, and then she put Stefan down. I was like, oh damn, it's her. Okay, it's not the nanny, my bad. But come to find out, it is the nanny. The nanny is just controlling her. So I was like, oh man, they got me. They really got me. But man, it's cool because, I mean, because of Georgie, she knocked out Stefan, and Sybil was able to get into his head, so he was able to see everything. He knows the truth. He knows who Kate is. He knows who the sister is and everything, but she wiped his memory away. I don't know. It seems like Sybil might not be as bad as she seems, as she's making it seem. I think probably by the end of this season, I could be wrong, probably is. I think by the end of the season, she's probably going to end up helping them beat Cade and her sister, because I mean, she started out as a good person. It's just due to circumstances and her older sister, you know, making her become what she is. So I think she might end up actually helping them. But by the end of the episode, the babysitter meets back up with Georgie, and she actually ends up killing Georgie. She like kills her, but Georgie wakes up, but it's her spirit. It's her spirit that we see. And it's like, whoa. I was like, whoa, because she has that tattoo, so I was thinking maybe she can do some outer body thing and probably jump into another body or something, or maybe she just got to jump back into her body. But no, it was something completely different that actually shocked me. She got just whisked away, similar to when Catherine, I forgot what season it was, but the season where Catherine like actually died, like legit died. You know, she faked her death so many times, but when she legit died, and the other world was, you know, breaking apart, going to shit, she got whisked away like somewhere else. I don't know, it seemed like, I don't know, but she got like just tossed away. She was like if she just picked up by some force and just thrown away to somewhere. We don't know where. I always wonder where did she end up going. And now I know. I'm assuming Catherine went to Cade or the devil or whatever. So, oh man, this was actually a pretty good ending, I'm not gonna lie, because I mean, it just brought back memories of that season, and it kind of makes you wonder, you know, is this what happened to Catherine? Is this what happened to her fate? Man, hey, that I like that ending. At the same time, we had Rick. He was able to get out. You know, in order to get out the cave, you had to render yourself of any sight and sounds. So this man did something I probably would have never done. I think I probably would have just stayed in that cave until someone eventually found me. But he actually destroyed his eardrums. You know, he was able to render himself of sight, but he actually stuck a knife and just destroy his eardrums. I could tell you right now, I don't have the balls to do that. Oh God, I don't even have the balls to really just cut myself. So to just destroy my eardrums. But hey, it's okay, it worked out. He got out. He already knew that, you know, all he needed was some vampire blood and they'll heal themselves back. But hey, who knows? Maybe he won't. Maybe vampire blood won't even heal that for some reason. It's Mystic Falls. Shit just happens in Mystic Falls. Who knows? This dude might be permanently deaf for the rest of this season. Who the fuck knows? But hey, this was a pretty good episode. I mean, like I said at the beginning, this show is like really climbing for this final season. It's really going up the ladder, and I really hope it doesn't come down. But this has been my review of Season 8, Episode 4 of The Vampire Diaries, An Eternity of Misery. Hey, I give this episode 2 thumbs up. 2 thumbs up. I mean, it didn't disappoint. It doesn't disappoint. Damon doesn't disappoint. Can't wait for the next episode. I hope you guys enjoyed my review. If you did, please like, comment, and subscribe. And share, as always. Thank you. And I will catch you all later. Deuces.